Welcome to At Home with Haley. I'm Haley. I'm a wife, mom, and grandmother, and I also work full-time. So this channel is where I just share the practical ways that I try to keep my home and my family and my work life balanced and running semi-smoothly. I know a ton of you are probably in the same boat, so just want to share and go along with you as we do life together. This video is just 4 weeknight meals that my family enjoys and that I cook pretty often. And it's not meant to be, here's this brand new recipe you've never heard of. It's meant to be, hey mom, we know, or wife if you're not a mom, we know you have to figure out what's for dinner every night for the rest of your life. And I hope this just gives you some ideas to put on your list so that you're not having to scramble each time. So tonight is cheeseburgers with corn on the cob and mac and cheese. I always do my burgers. Well, sometimes we do, if it's not, if it's mild weather, we do the burgers on the grill. But a lot of times I do it on this griddle from Walmart. It's the Drew Barrymore beautiful brand, and I love it. I use it. You're going to see me use it several times just in this video, but I use it for a lot of recipes. So I've got my burgers going, and they're pretty much done at this point. I'm getting the cheese melted on top. I've got my corn on the stove. Just put some butter, salt, and pepper. Or I don't even think I put pepper. Butter and salt. That's pretty much all corn needs. And this corn was really good. Oh, here's my daughter. She wanted to make a quick appearance. So got that, and then got some water boiling for the mac and cheese. This tomato was from Aldi, and it was so pretty. And I think I remember it being delicious. I didn't have anyone complain about it, but I'll show you just how pretty it is here in a minute. It was like almost pink and yellow and green and red all together. So these are things that pretty much everyone in my family will eat. So this is the way I like to think about it is, I try to keep it balanced, keep it relatively healthy, but also I need for my family to enjoy it. So there's the burger all finished. I love all the condiments on mine. I put everything on mine except we don't really do onion a lot in our house. No one likes it too much. So everything but that, and that was plated up, ready to go. It's delicious. My family likes it. That night I did regular beef patties, but I do buy turkey burgers quite often. And if you do that, I do prefer the Butterball brand. So just to let you know, they're frozen. You can get them sometimes at Aldi, but Aldi has a different brand I don't like as much sometimes too, but you can definitely get them at Walmart. All right, the next night I was doing what I call ham sammies. And so you just get some Hawaiian rolls, slice the entire thing in half so that you can open it up like a sandwich. And then I just put mayonnaise on each side, the bottom and the top. And then I get Swiss cheese for this. So I do the mayonnaise, the Swiss cheese, and the ham, and put all that on, close it back up. And then there's a glaze that goes on top. That's what really makes these. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But these are so simple. My family loves them. They tell me every time I make them that it was really good. So getting that done. And with these on this night, I had some cucumber my father-in-law had brought, and I had some tomatoes out of our garden. And then I also had the leftover sliced tomatoes from the night before with the burgers. And so I just cut all that up and made kind of a cucumber tomato salad. My kids don't really eat that, but my husband and I do. So I did the same thing to the other side, just didn't want to show you again. The glaze, I just do and usually I measure it out. I didn't this time. It was a little stickier than normal, so you might want to find measurements somewhere. But brown sugar, butter. It calls for Worcestershire, and I was out, so I did teriyaki sauce. And then it says mustard, but I did Dijon mustard because I like Dijon better. And then you just do that glaze on the top, stick it in the oven. I can't remember the timing, but if you look up any, ham sandwiches, 12 minutes, I checked it, and then, left it a little longer if I needed to. But I forget the temperature, but you could easily look that up. This is just meant to be ideas for you. So yeah, getting that salad prepped. So while I wouldn't say the ham sandwiches are super healthy, I mean, they're fine, I think. But, adding a salad and some veggies and stuff with it helps make you feel a little better about that and get some greens in. So, let me know, though, if you guys make any of these recipes in the comments below. They're not really recipes, I guess, but if these give you any ideas for the week. So, on all of these, like, you could change up any part of it you want, right? Instead of a salad, you could make, steamed broccoli and eat it with it. Whatever you want to do. Instead of corn and mac and cheese with the burgers, you could do, baked beans and rice. I don't know, whatever you want to do. So, really, usually I do a meat, a veggie, and some kind of starch or carb, just because, like, my kids aren't going to eat nothing but veggies, so at least I can get them some veggies and some carbs. So this is not with any kind of dietary restrictions. So, yeah, let me know if this gives you good ideas. It's meant to just be kind of, if you're chatting with a friend and she mentioned some things she made for dinner that her family liked, and then you say, oh yeah, I made this and my family liked it. One of my friends and I, not every time we talk, but a lot when we talk, she'll mention what she has made and I'll mention what I've made, and kind of gives us ideas to try for our families, because it's hard to please everyone. So if you find things that, your kids and your husband and you all enjoy, it's just nice to share. So, yeah, like I said, I'm getting those tomatoes sliced up, and I didn't put any dressing in it, but me and my husband ate it. He put the dressing he wanted on his, and I did Italian. I think I did zesty Italian on mine, and you'll see that plated up here in just a minute. But these are pretty simple. Like I said, I work full time, so right around that 5 o'clock time every day, I have to come in and get things ready, and I always have a plan. So it's written on a board that I can show you here in a minute. It'll probably show on the screen, but I have it written on the board so everyone knows. And I always plan Monday through Thursday. Friday night's typically going to be, I'm going to pick up pizza or some other kind of takeout, just to give myself a break. And then on the weekend, we just kind of everybody just fix whatever you want. But on those weeknights, I try to be the one to prepare meals. My kids are all older or teenagers. They can, make some things for themselves, and we can snack and eat popcorn and watch movies and stuff on the weekend to fill us up as well. All right, so that was that night. That salad was great. The ham sammies are great. One thing that some people put in is sesame seed into that glaze. I just don't care about it. It's just an extra ingredient to think about, so I just leave it out. But for sure, if you want it in there, you can. All right, this next meal is something my family, most of them say is their favorite meal, and I just call it teriyaki chicken. I use chicken thighs, and I do like the ones from Aldi. So I do the chicken. I get that started on that same skillet. There's my other daughter. And then I do veggies with it. So I started up some mushrooms here. My husband loves mushrooms. I eat them. I'm fine with them. They're not like my very favorite thing, but mixed in together with other stuff, I eat them. I know they're good for me, so I try to get a few in here and there. So, and then I turn that chicken over. What I do is I start the chicken without slicing it, but after it's cooked for a few minutes, then I'll take it off one at a time and cut it into chunks and then put it back on there to finish cooking. So you'll see me do that here. So it's not cooked through yet, but the top and the bottom have kind of been a little bit, browned or whatever. And so then I start to cut it up into maybe like inch by inch cubes. Of course, you're not going to be able to make it perfect, but just kind of bite-sized pieces is what I try for. And so I cut each piece up, put it back on. I'm not going to show you me cutting every one of them, but I do that to all of them, put them back on, let them continue to cook till they're cooked through. All right, so I've got my veggies in, the mushrooms and carrots together, and some noodles started. A lot of times I do this with rice, but occasionally I do buy some type of like chow mein or lo mein or ramen type noodles and switch it up to noodles. So on this night I did noodles, but more recently I've made this again since I filmed this video. I did brown rice and white rice, and people could choose. Sometimes I just do brown, sometimes I just do white, sometimes I do the noodles. So switch it up however you like. And then with the veggies, if you like different types of veggies, I know a lot of people with like teriyaki or hibachi chicken, there'll be, zucchini or things like that. So just do whatever you like with it, whatever works for you. Sometimes I make edamame, just the steam bags you can do in the microwave, and we'll eat that with this too. So whatever you like. Then I steamed a bag of broccoli and did that. So I've got the mushrooms, carrots, and broccoli all together. But you'll notice, like, I do it a kind of easy way, right? Sometimes I do canned mushrooms instead of fresh. So whatever makes sense for you. I didn't try to steam the broccoli on the stove. I just did it in the microwave and threw it in the pot and moved on. So anyway, you saw that plated up. It was delicious. My family asks for it all the time. I make it several times a month usually. So, all right, on this night, we actually had some of our family coming over to eat. I did breakfast casserole. So you'll see me getting that casserole dish ready. You can grease this with whatever you want, but I just drug my little brush on my butter and rubbed it in. So here's some of our family coming in with the kids, and I'm trying to get dinner ready for us to eat. So I'm doing breakfast casserole. It has crescent roll crust, and then the ground sausage, cheese, and egg. And I've got a recipe of just this one, and I think it's the best, amount of milk and eggs and things like that I've ever had. So I've got a video of that one with exact measurements and everything too. So if you want to see exactly which, and here's one of my older sons coming over to help me a little bit. So, yeah. I left him in there. He's got to have a little spotlight too. So getting that ready. So I've got the ground sausage going, got the crescent rolls I'm going to lay out in the bottom of this pan, and then you just kind of mush them together so that those holes kind of disappear. I always find that the egg makes its way up under the crust for me. I haven't found a way to prevent that. It doesn't matter at all. Kind of just mixes in together. All the flavors mix up together. So no big deal. But yeah, getting that laid down. And then what you do is you put the sausage on next. You'll see in a second. Followed by some cheese. I didn't measure. Measure with your heart. Do whatever you want. Whatever kind of cheese you like. You could do turkey sausage. You can do, I just did regular sausage this time, but sometimes I use turkey. So, I guess I did pork would be what I consider regular. And then I've got the egg in there. It's a good bit of milk. I think this is the mistake I used to make with breakfast casserole is I didn't put much milk. But I think it's actually like a cup and a third or 2/3. Maybe you can tell what I'm doing there. So anyway, it's more than a cup of milk, and it's only 8 eggs. And I think I used to do a full dozen. So just the amount of ingredients on this is kind of important. So that video is on my page if you want to see it. And I think it's called like Best Breakfast Casserole or something like that. So should be easy to find. You put it in the oven. Again, you can look up some timing and some and the degrees or temperature. But with this, I also, because some people don't love the breakfast casserole, but you know, everybody loves a pancake. I guess that's not true. But we're coming to the end here. I hope this gives you some ideas for this week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.